If you are looking for games to play over and over without getting bored, we've got you covered. Here are some of the best games on Steam that offer insane replayability and are currently on sale right now. From blockbuster AAA titles to award-winning indie gems, we have got something for everyone. With that said, hit the like button and let's get started with the first game on this list. Hades. If you are a fan of roguelites, there's a very good chance you have already played Hades. It's one of the best games in the genre and probably the most perfect one too. But before I recommend this game, I have to warn you, this game can be very challenging and it's not for everyone. In this game, you play as Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades, who's trying to escape the underworld and reach Mount Olympus. But before you get there, you will die over and over. But every time you die, you start over from the House of Hades, but with new insights, upgrades, and story elements. I really dig the fast-paced, bombastic combat in this game. It's stylish, fun, and very challenging. So basically, the more you play, the more you unlock new weapons, upgrades, storylines, and even different endings to the story. It's available for $8.50 on Steam. Dishonored 2.
No, too far away.
Dishonored 2 has always been loved for its gripping story and action-packed gameplay. But there's so much more to it, especially when it comes to replayability. Dishonored 2 lets you play as two different characters, each with their own unique set of stories, personality, and skills. Then there's combat. You get to choose how you want to approach a fight. You can take a lethal approach or a non-lethal, more stealthy way to take down your enemies. Both play out differently with different objectives, contexts, and rewards for the players. Even the levels are designed in such a way that they give you multiple ways to reach your target, which has always kept me curious as to what else I could have done in certain situations, and that keeps coming back to the game for more. The Outer Wilds. The Outer Wilds is another awesome game that is perfect for players with a strong sense of curiosity and adventure. This game keeps you hooked like nothing else. You play as an astronaut stuck in a never-ending time loop that resets every 22 minutes, and you have to find a way to break out of it. And for that, you need to gather clues, uncover secrets, and explore unknown planets. It might sound a little stressful, but trust me, that's exactly what makes this game so addicting. With each loop, you gather new information, uncover hidden pathways, and solve puzzles that bring you closer to understanding the universe's mystery. I love how the game doesn't push you to do things. You decide where to go and what to investigate, from a cave with ancient writings to a crashed spaceship with clues about a lost civilization. And the best part is, you can play this game over and over because the planets are dynamic and always changing, so every run is different. For a $7 game, it's definitely worth grabbing. Number 4. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Speaking of imperfections, Kingdom Come Deliverance didn't have a great start either, but this game has become one of the most realistic RPG experiences out there. The whole role-playing is so in-depth and grounded that you can't help but get fully immersed into its world. In this game, you start off as an ordinary guy with no skills at all. You get to decide who you want to become and how you want to go about it. There are many skills to learn, tasks to do, a wide cast of characters to meet, and fighting styles to pick up. One of the standout features of this game is that everything has to be done just like you would in real life. Whether it's cooking, brewing potions, crafting weapons and armors, hunting for food, taking care of your weapons. And depending on the choices that you make, the consequences can be very different.
Here, the reward you've earned.
Number 5. Binding of Isaac. Now, I know most of the roguelike games are designed to be played multiple times, but Binding of Isaac is a rather special game that you can just pick up and play and learn as you go. Sure, it's challenging, but fairly so, and most of the challenge comes from all the items, power-ups, strategies, and character abilities that you can unlock and use. But that's exactly what makes this game so replayable. You can always go back and discover new stuff that changes how you defeat the enemies. And since the dungeons and enemies are randomly generated, every run will be totally different. It's insanely cheap with a price tag of $1. Then we have Nier Automata, a fine JRPG title that not many people seem to be talking about. Game has got a compelling story, absolutely wild combat, amazing characters, and a ton of replay value.
What's with the weird-looking outfits?
It's a great mix of hack and slash battles, RPG elements, and bullet hell mechanics that keep you busy for a very long time. And while many people have created this image of Nier Automata, thinking it's all action and no story, that's not actually the case. In fact, the game offers a pretty compelling storyline with awesome character development. The game is designed in such a way that you have to play it multiple times to explore all the different storylines and endings that give you a fresh perspective. I've discovered plenty of new content in my New Game Plus runs, and I definitely recommend you do the same. The game's available for a cheap price of $13. Number 7. Dark Souls 2. Now, this game needs absolutely no introduction at all. The Dark Souls series is a masterpiece that is loved by millions for its brutal difficulty, intricate gameplay, and deep storytelling. And while we mostly focus on how challenging it is, Dark Souls also offers great replay value, but not for the reasons you might be thinking. Once you finish this game and play it back, the game changes, both in terms of difficulty and encounters. More enemies tend to spawn randomly and catch you off guard. Even the bosses become more powerful and difficult to beat. I've always enjoyed the New Game Plus experience in Dark Souls, and I am pretty sure you will too. You can choose to buy the Season Pass for $25 or grab this awesome bundle for $40 that includes 3 DLC chapters with new events, NPC, and a whole lot more. Number 8. Detroit Become Human. There's a pretty high chance you have already played this game, but it doesn't really matter. You can always go back to Detroit Become Human, make different choices, and watch a whole different story unfold before your eyes with a totally different ending. This choice-driven game offers unmatched replayability for a single-player campaign. It follows the stories of 3 android characters, interconnected in a beautiful way. I am not going to dive deep into it. There are so many awesome moments in this game. The whole game is filled with choices that shape the fate of your characters and the world around them. You can go for peace or rebellion, compassion or ruthlessness. Every choice eventually adds up to a different ending from a total of 85, which is huge. And it only costs $22 with a 60% discount. Number 9. No Man's Sky. While we are still on the topic of space exploration, I think it's only fair to include No Man's Sky on this list. Now, I know the game wasn't the best when it came out, it felt lonely and there wasn't much to do, but the developers have turned things around brilliantly. No Man's Sky is now filled with a ton of content that is super fun to explore and gives you hundreds of hours of playtime. From base building and multiplayer modes to massive space battles and underwater exploration, the game continues to evolve, offering players new experiences and challenges. But that's not all. The freedom is what makes it stand out from the rest of the games. You can choose to focus on exploration, trading, combat, or building. Each playthrough can be totally different depending on your interests and the paths you choose to take. It just feels alive and real, offering infinite replayability to the players and best value for your bucks at a price of $8. Number 10. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Mass Effect series has always been close to my heart, and I am sure yours as well. This is, hands down, one of the best single-player campaigns I've ever played. And while the Legendary Edition costs around $60, it includes all 3 Mass Effect games with over 40 DLC content, promo weapons, armors, and packs. That too, remastered and optimized for 4K Ultra HD. This game perfectly combines action, deep storytelling, and complex character relationships. You play as Commander Shepard, tasked with saving the galaxy from an ancient alien threat known as the Reapers. But what makes Mass Effect so good is its branching storylines and multiple endings. The choices that you make not only affect your journey, but it can have permanent impact on your crew, the story, and even the galaxy. And they even get carried on to the next game.
We are not a mistake.
So, if a character is dead due to your decision, they stay dead throughout the other games. Just imagine the replayability here, it's insane. It's a great deal for $60.
Leave him. We need to finish the mission.